it's Angel Vane, and this is episode 57 of my author's diary. This past week, there was so much happening on the audiobook for The Accidental Hero. So I'm going to try to tell this in chronological order, but I just want to let y'all know that I'm having so much fun with this audiobook. Like, this whole process is just like, it's super cool. It is so interesting and cool to see the words that I've written being performed by someone. I'm like jumping out of my skin with excitement. So last week, I got an email back from Find Away Voices saying that the narrator wanted some guidance on how I wanted certain words to be pronounced. Now, I had already provided in some of the pre-production notes how to pronounce certain names and stuff, the things that I thought was going to be, a little complicated, so I thought I'd lay that out for it. So then I get this list back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize there were multiple ways of saying this. The books are set on an island that, in my mind, everybody would read as St. Basil. But I found out from the narrator's question that some people say Basil. And I'm like, what? And I YouTubed it and it's true. And I was like, okay, so I say this kind of the Texas way. And then the other one was, I have another island in the Palmtett Islands chain that gets mentioned in the book, and it's San Felipe. So I didn't realize, well, I guess I did kind of realize that some people say Philippe, like Philippe. And I'm like, no, it's Felipe. But yeah, that was one of the questions. Do I want it to be Saint Philippe or do I want it to be Saint Felipe? And I'm like, oh, Felipe, thanks very much. So, I mean, it's like little nuances like that. And I get why he wanted the clarification, because if he had done the whole scene, saying it a way that I never heard it said in my head, like I would have been cringing like, what? That's not how you say it. That's not how you say the word. So I'm really happy that like he picked up on those nuances and wanted to get clarification from me. So at that point I was like, oh my gosh! And then I sent back all of my answers to all of his questions because he had a bunch more that he wanted to get some clarification on. And then 2 days later, I get the extended sample. Now, the contract says that the extended sample is the first 15 minutes of your book. This guy, this narrator who rocks, my narrator rocks, y'all. He's read the whole book, and so he picked different chapters to do that would show me how he would act out different characters. So instead of doing the first 15 minutes of the book, which would have been like, the prologue and chapter 1, chapter 2, like I told y'all last week, he picked chapter 3 through 7, where it was probably like about 10 to 12 different characters that he had to create voices for. And when I tell y'all that he nailed these voices, I was listening like, so I was just like jumping out of my skin with excitement. Now, the one character where I was kind of like, not quite what I thought, was Quark. And Quark is quirky. And it's not that I really had a definitive way that he needed to speak. I think it was more so the speed in which he was speaking. And so he had Quark really being kind of like laid back, kind of slow talking. And I was like, Quark in my head don't talk that slow. And so then I asked for a new extended sample just to hear the Quark, right? And so it gave him some, because I was thinking like, spoken word, poetry, jazzy, right? And so, but really, I just needed him to speak faster. Like the spoken word poets, and they do all that snap. Anyway. So he turned around the changed Quark in like a day. And he came up with a way of making Quark speak that I was like, oh no, but that's good. I want to keep that. So I was happy with the Quark. Then I got a chance to hear how he would make Adam and Zach talk, and it was amazing. And I was just like, oh, this is gonna be so awesome. He's doing such a good job. But the thing that I like the best about the narrator that I chose is that he's acting, he's performing. Like, I was listening to one of the scenes that he was doing, and like, I was like, oh my God, he's making Julian sound so agitated and annoyed, which is exactly the emotion that I was hoping to convey in the scene. And so I was like, okay, well, I didn't do so bad myself. That he was able to detect that and what I wrote and then delivered that performance. And so I'm just super excited. So, okay, so then after I heard all of that, then I was like, everything's great. I'm good. Boop. good. So I've approved the extended sample, and now he can go off and like really do real production of the chapters. And I'm just really excited to hear how the rest of the audiobook turns out. And it's an amazing experience, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this. So that is the update on the progress of bringing The Accidental Hero to an audiobook so that you may listen to it. So if you want to continue to keep up with me and all the ups and downs that I go through as I write and publish new books, click the subscribe button, then click that little silver bell so you won't miss when I'm doing a video, and I will see you next time.